But it really is that case of people come up and they say, oh, I was offended by that joke. And, my first reaction is, I don't care. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're telling me how you feel. What I want to say why. And I'll explain to them. I'm willing to explain to them why the joke isn't offensive.
Ricky Gervais is well known for his bold sense of comedy, particularly when it comes to criticizing woke culture. He uses his direct humor to expose hypocrisy and self-righteousness, holding everyone accountable. While his jokes provoked controversy, particularly among celebrities and the press, by the sixth time, the public had become tired of the celebrity-driven culture and began to support him.
Because I always thought that stand-up was like the second or third thing I did, whereas now I've changed my mind. Now it's my favourite thing. I could give everything else up because it's such a privilege, and freedom of speech is so important these days. And you've got to, I've reached the age now where I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? It's like,
welcome aboard,
what's the worst that can happen?
Welcome aboard.
I'm going to die soon. So I'm offended. I'm going to die. So what?
Ricky Gervais feels that being offended is simply a personal sensation, not a proof of being right. He points out that some individuals are insulted by equality, and that trying to please everyone will result in pleasing no one. He stands by his views, claiming that comedy should be free to explore any topic without fear of restriction, because it's an art form designed to provoke thought and discussion.
It is an honour to be here in a room full of what I consider to be the most important people on the planet. Actors. They're just better than ordinary people, aren't they? We all know that.
His bold, sarcastic style has set him apart as one of the few who openly criticizes the industry. In a room full of what Ricky Gervais refers to as the most important people on the planet, he mocks the concept that actors are somehow superior to ordinary people. He imagines a world without actors, declaring it unimaginable, and even jokes about the chaos that would unfold if they ever went on strike.
To be fair, The Martian was a lot funnier than Pixels. But then again, so was Schindler's List. It's just a film.
He's always pushed beyond the boundaries of comedy, unable to hold back no matter who he targets. His frequent critique of Hollywood's wealthy people lifestyle has helped him become a prominent figure in the fight for free speech. He's recognized for challenging the current status quo and exposing the hypocrisy of the celebrity world.
When someone says to me about another comedian, they say, oh, they're not funny. Even if I agree with them, I stand up and I say, well, you can't say that. You've got to say, you don't find them funny, you know. And I hate it when people say, that joke was offensive. I gotta say, no, you've got to say, you found it offensive.
He shares his thoughts on comedy and its evolving nature, particularly criticizing the rise of woke comedy. He believes people should be honest about their feelings and opinions, rather than labeling jokes as offensive. He refers to the trend of safe space comedy, expressing a preference for more bold, uncensored humor, even joking about Louis C.K.'s controversy.
Can't mention him anymore. He's cancelled. Not enough to apologise and move on. You've got to... And the big controversy last time I did it was a Caitlyn Jenner joke, right? Oh, outrage on Twitter the next day. And by outrage, I mean a couple of people going, it was transphobic.
Gervais discusses the outrage he received for a Caitlyn Jenner joke that some saw as transphobic. He clarifies that the joke was not about Caitlyn's gender change, but rather her as a person, underlying how people sometimes mix the subject of a joke with its intended target. He encourages people to think for themselves and avoid jumping to conclusions about offending. What are your thoughts on Ricky's fearless and unfiltered opinions? Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content.
But if you're the type of person to revel in someone getting cancelled for something they said 10 years ago, you're just ensuring that one day you'll be cancelled for something you said today. You can't predict what will be offensive in the future. You don't know who the dominant mob will be.
He warns that celebrating someone else getting cancelled can lead to trouble for you in the future. He says you can't know what will be offensive later on, and today's accepted views might be attacked tomorrow. He points out how crazy the current gender debates are, like the fact that saying women are defined by unique biological characteristics is now seen as controversial.
And this woman said, you should never make jokes about food allergies. I should have left it, right? I sent back, I make jokes about AIDS, cancer, famine, and the Holocaust.
Ricky talks about the importance of freedom of speech, especially in comedy. He explains that joking about a bad thing doesn't mean you support it. It could even be making fun of the bad thing. He shares a funny yet absurd exchange where someone said he shouldn't joke about food allergies, even though he makes jokes about more serious topics like AIDS, cancer, and the Holocaust. The response he received was that the Holocaust didn't kill children, which he points out as an odd comparison.
Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones with wombs. Oh. Those fucking dinosaurs. No, I love the new women.
He pokes fun at the uncertainty surrounding gender and pronouns, particularly in arguments about who is called a woman. He draws a funny contrast between old-fashioned women and those who identify as women yet were born with male biological features. He laughs at the overly sensitive reactions to gender-related concerns, using humor to show how silly the present arguments are.
That was irony. There's going to be a bit of that throughout the show. See if you can spot it, okay? Now, that's when I say something I don't really mean for comic effect, and you as an audience, you laugh at the wrong thing because you know what the right thing is. It's a way of satirizing attitude.
Furthermore, he emphasizes that there are lots of funny women in real life. He also criticizes those who try to combat stereotypes in order to make themselves appear good, stating it's disrespectful to believe minorities don't have a sense of humor. Through this, he makes fun of the way some people act like they're helping minorities but actually end up putting them down.
In this country, we're still only 5% black, 5% Asian, 5% LGBTQ, you know, tiny numbers. Now, I'm a white, heterosexual multimillionaire, right?
Ricky Gervais discusses his feelings of being outnumbered, citing the low percentages of Black, Asian, and LGBTQ individuals in his country. He then laughs at his own unique group, white, straight, multimillionaires, saying, "Do I whine? No, I simply get on with it." He even compares himself to Rosa Parks, claiming that he fought for the right to never have to take a seat on a bus. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.